Hi everyone, back today with another Glory of the Delver Mount video. This one is Tak Rathan Pheromone Fury. So if you've watched my other Tak Rathan video, get that swim potion because it's just so much easier doing it with the swim potion. So I've been notified that the Glory of the Delver Mount may become unattainable come season two. So there's kind of been a desperate FOMO on my end to get this done because I'm so close and I didn't come this far not to get them out. So there's going to be a lot of these Glory of the Delver videos over the next couple of days as I get this finished. But this one was the pheromone one, and I just thought I'd talk to you about a couple of things I noticed inside it. So you definitely want that speed potion. There's a lot going on in this pheromone one. There's a lot to watch out for. The last thing you want to do is have to remember to get bubbles at the same time. It's totally up to you, but they're only about 25 gold, and they just make your life a lot easier. The potion will also help you get the swimming achievement if you haven't already. So with this pheromone delve, basically you've got to break these boxes. There are lots of boxes. You don't need to break all of them. There are more boxes than you need. So what I found was if I took a direct path towards the boss and didn't detour, I was able to skip some mobs and still get enough boxes. So you don't have to run throughout the delve doing the whole thing unless you're also hunting for the treasures, I guess. I wouldn't recommend doing that in this one. It's totally your call, but there is a lot going on in this one. So when you break these treasure boxes, these little rings pop on the ground and sharks come to them. You really want to give those a wide berth. You can see just there that I didn't. I was standing outside of the ring because I thought that would be enough, but the sharks come to the ring and then they have their own aggro ring. So you really want to run quite far away. The sharks hit like a truck. You don't want them. And some of those pheromone crate boxes, they come in big groups. Like you might smash up 8 boxes, and you don't need 8 sharks to deal with. So just make sure you run away, even if you have to run into other mobs to do it. What I did was I cleared the space around the boxes before I clicked them. And that made a big difference. Like I said, you don't want to fight these sharks if you don't have to. You can see here, they hurt. So clear the space around the boxes, hit the boxes, and then run. Give them much further than you think they need to stop them from getting you. So whatever you think you need, add a little bit more. These little bubbles give you a speed bonus, which is helpful. They also give you air if you don't have the potion. Give you a speed bonus, which is really helpful for running away from the sharks. So I turned one of the sharks into my little minion because they just do so much damage, and killing it I was not prepared to do it when I got that big group that targeted me. So I kept the shark as a little minion for a little bit. If you can line the ads up inside its little ground attack, it can wipe them out pretty quickly. So I found that very helpful. If you've got some sort of ability, I use Dominate Mind. I am a Shadow Priest. If you've got some sort of ability that will allow you to do that, definitely consider it. So you can see there, I just skipped a bunch of boxes. I didn't fight that elite for them. I just didn't think it was worthwhile. I mean, I could always have come back, but I didn't need to. There was more boxes than I needed to finish this up before I got to the big boss. You can see there's a really big pile of crates, and there's no way to destroy them one at a time. And each one of those crates will create a little ring that summons a shark. So really clear around it so you've got a good running space after you click it, because you don't get much time before the sharks come to the pheromones. I just want to say, if you are using the swim potion, it does not persist through death. I didn't die in this one, but I had a commenter who was unfortunate enough to experience dying with the potion, and they said that you lose the potion with death. So it's always helpful to have a spare one. I think if you're doing these delves, trying to get the achievements and things. It doesn't hurt to have a spare. They're not expensive. And then you've got one if you forget to pick one up when you go next time. So definitely consider having a couple of spares if you're going to run these a couple of times. For some reason, I was locked in combat for a lot of this delve. I don't know why, but I was unable to pick up the mislaid curiosities, and Bran wouldn't farm things. He wouldn't collect the ores and stuff while I was in there, and I don't know why. So it happened to me in the next delve as well, which was not the underwater delve. So for some reason, there was a bit of a bug there, and it just said I was in combat the whole way through. So that's why I wasn't clicking those things there. My other thought was I felt like the things in this delve were hitting harder, not just the sharks. I'm not sure. for certain, but it did feel like I was taking harder hits. So I was using my cooldowns a lot more to do this. And it's definitely worth, if you've got like a mana oil or buffs or any sort of food buff, even a cheap one. I buy the everything stew, which is, I think it's 25 gold or 20 gold a thing. It's not very expensive, but it gets me through my delves. And then if I die, I'm not upset because I didn't spend a bunch of gold on a really expensive food buff. But it does make life a bit easier if you're struggling with any of these. I just want to say, kind of as a side note, with all of the delves I'm running, I'm actually making a lot of gold with this buff at the moment, the 25% extra. So I ran a couple of delves last night, this one and another delve that I'm going to post. I did try to do the words. I did try to do the spider sense delve, where you don't stand in the webs, but we all know how good I am at standing in the webs. So I didn't succeed. I tried it twice and I was like, no, I'm giving up. So I'll try again today, and I will post a video when I finally do manage to make it work for you guys. So I am trying to do that as well. But I've run, I think, probably 4 delves, 5 maybe, in the last little bit. I've been able to set aside a chunk of time because the FOMO is real. I don't want to miss out on that mount. Been able to set aside a chunk of time, and that's been helpful for getting it done. But I am finding I'm making a fair bit of gold. So make sure you're listing the stuff on the auction house that you're picking up, and making sure you're picking up those undercoin bags because you're already in here. And check to make sure you did pick up the weekly quests, because there was 2 this week for delves. You get boxes. I got the Delver box where it asks you to do 6 delves or something like that. And I just got a piece of gear out of it. It wasn't a good piece of gear, but I could have been unlucky. It could have other things in there, I guess. So I found with these last set of pheromones, you just seen that I clicked them there. But when the boss spawns, for some reason, the sharks didn't come. So I think the boss kind of resets the area. So I ran away, but I didn't have to. It could have been a bug. I don't know. I might have accidentally triggered something. But I did notice that the sharks didn't come once I triggered the boss, essentially. So let me know in the comments, if you give this a go. Did the sharks come when you click them, the boxes up the top here? So this is a big hitting boss. You want to avoid everything he does, the polyps, the ring he puts on the ground, and the frontal thing. So a lot of this fight is just running, so much running. And the boss takes a long time to kill because you're spending so much time running. And a lot of my abilities take time to cast. I try to use all of the instant ones and dots as much as I can. Like, I'm prioritizing the use of dots in this fight because while I'm running, they're still hurting the boss. So definitely make sure you have a bit of a look at what you've got available, dot wise or instant wise for this fight. So that's really it for the Pheromone Fury delve. Like and subscribe if you found this helpful or entertaining in any way. And as always, remember, girls don't play WoW.